What is up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Today we're doing a cool little special video, a tier list of my favorite series of all time, the Halo games. We have here all the games listed, including some side games and the HD remasters of certain ones. And the person that made this was Outlaw Severin 70. So thanks for the tier list, buddy. Let's kick it off with Halo Combat Evolved. Great game, fantastic artwork, still holds up to this day, I feel like, in my opinion. The split screen multiplayer was pretty fun. The split screen campaign was awesome to play with your friends. Some time has gone by. It has aged a little bit, especially when you try to melee, but there's something magical about it that it's always fun to go back to it. It's a great game, and for that I'm gonna put it into A tier. Without it, we wouldn't have had any other games. Basically opened the gate for multiple FPS games to come on console. For example, Call of Duty, which is a juggernaut to this day now. So next up, 2 years later, we got Halo 2. I mean, Halo 2 is just fantastic. The story is, I would say, the best out of the entire series, and a lot of people still would say that. The fact that you can play as the Arbiter now, so now you can do, you know, a side of the Covenant and then the side of the UNSC soldiers, which is with the Master Chief. I will say though, at first I was a little taken back by it when I was a kid, but over time I've grown to appreciate it. The multiplayer is fantastic. The soundtrack is fantastic, especially that opening guitar riff by Steve Vai. Beautiful. Also, without this game, I don't know where online gaming would be. This is basically what started Xbox Live. So we're going to put Halo 2 in the S tier because this is fantastic. Next up, of course, finishing the fight, Halo 3. If you had to redefine a generation, you would say Halo 3 would do it for the entire 360 era. There were other games that came out on the 360, but it was Halo 3, man. You got to finish the story mode with like your friends, local co-op or online. Multiplayer, fantastic, super fun, and I still play it to this day. I always go to MCC, and this is the one that I always pick most of the time. This one and Halo 1, I like those two a lot. The Forge mode is fantastic. It was the first time that we ever got a level creator. We would have so many awesome game modes in Forge, especially the one where you're in the mongoose and there's a guy like shooting you with the sniper and the rocket. You guys know what I'm talking about? It was in that sand level. Multiplayer is great. I mean, it still holds up to this day. We're gonna put this in S tier, and we're gonna put it above Halo 2. Halo Wars. This came out in 2009. It was the first game that was not a first-person shooter. It was a strategy game. Honestly, I didn't really get to play this game when it launched. I played it years later, so I never got to play the online aspect of it. But the story was pretty cool. It was enjoyable, and the cutscenes were fantastic. I definitely wish I played it when it came out, because I definitely feel like as a kid I was just more ignorant. I'm like, oh no, it doesn't look like Halo, I don't want to do that. But it's pretty good. I would give this a B. Halo Wars was pretty fun. Halo 3 ODST, the jazz. Every time it rains, till this day, I always play that in the car, or if I'm doing something, I'm walking around and I just want to be moody, always play that soundtrack. But this is the first time that we play as somebody that's not a Spartan. We play as an ODST soldier. You got to basically now get health packs instead of your health regenerating. You got introduced to Firefight. It also included a second disc, which included all the DLC for Halo 3, which is fantastic. So if you ever wanted to play Halo 3, like the complete package, you would pop in that second disc in there. Also, this was the game that included you the open beta, or right? Was it this? This is the game that included you the beta to play Halo Reach. We're gonna put ODST in. I really enjoyed it. One of the harder ones too to play. We'll put that in A tier. I'm gonna put it right above Halo 1. Pretty good game. Halo Reach. This is the game that I played the most. Love this game. I love the story mode. I remember my mom got me the limited edition console. I actually still have the controller somewhere around there, but the console unfortunately didn't make it. I should have kept it. I was an idiot. I threw it away. Why? Story's fantastic. Multiplayer was awesome. However, I wasn't a big fan of the levels in multiplayer. There was this one called Boardwalk. I think that's what it is. I don't like it. Forge World was fantastic. You get this massive island. You would just have friends all around like that world area, just doing random stuff. And you know, that's what it's all about. Halo's always been about the community. The 360 definitely lived up to it. I mean, it is the best generation of gaming. Nothing beats it. No Series X, no PS5 games, nothing. Nothing comes close to those Halo 3 and Halo Reach days. And so with that, we are going to put Halo Reach in S tier. Now we're gonna put it behind Halo 3 because it's just, I wasn't a big fan of some of the missions in there. Some of the multiplayer missions. After that, we got the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. This is the 10th anniversary of Halo 1. This is the game that I actually played this version of the game the most, because I never fully owned the original. It was when this game came out, that's when I actually owned it, and I had a lot of fun with it. Again, now you can play the story mode with your friends online, which is a plus. Was it 4-player? You could do 4 players, right? I think so, or was it just 2 players? I don't remember. It was pretty cool that you can transition into old graphics and new graphics. Unfortunately, the thing The big complaint about that is just it lost the identity of Halo 1, especially in the jungle level. I forget what it is. It's right when the flood gets introduced. You know, your flashlight just becomes obsolete. It's so bright in the new graphics. Looks nice, but it just doesn't feel how it's supposed to look like when you go back to the original. And there's lots of sections in the game that does that. Some look fantastic, like Silent Cartographer, right? That's the one where you go all around in circles around the Halo ring. That looks great. One cool thing, this also included some DLC levels for Halo Reach, so you would get some extra DLC map and stuff, and like 2 firefight missions. So that was pretty cool. With that, we're gonna put Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. We're gonna put it in, let's put it in A tier, and we're gonna put it above the original because at least you can still play the original one, but the fact that it includes add-ons for Halo Reach, that's a plus. All right, Halo 4. Now Halo 4, this came out in 2012, I believe. There was a lot of hype when this game came out. It was intense. You finally get to play as Master Chief again. Unfortunately, the story wasn't that good. The Cortana aspect was fantastic though. The whole like vulnerable chief in Cortana. Overall, around the story, it was just pretty bland. The multiplayer, while it was pretty cool, it kind of geared away from Halo, and that starts becoming a trend later on. It started feeling more like Call of Duty, so now you had loadouts. The thing about Halo is that the fun part is picking up weapons. You know, it encourages you to pick up weapons that are around, always thinking on your feet. This, you could start with like your favorite loadout. It kind of took away from that. Then they added some kill streaks and stuff. It was everywhere. And then they had some Spartan episodes, which are, I don't remember if they were like weekly or monthly things, but they were, The art style also kind of was very divisive, to be honest. I don't like the Halo 4 art style. I prefer like that whole Bungie era art style. I get what they were going for. They wanted to kind of put their own like print in the game 343, but no, we're gonna put Halo 4 in C. Spartan Assault. This game came out in 2013. I believe this was a mobile game at first, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. And then it later came to console. I played it. It's pretty short. It's decent. It's okay. Kind of play as like Palmer. She's in Halo 4, the Spartan chick. It's all right. Nothing crazy about it. I'm gonna give it a D. And then Spartan Strike, again, something very similar to it. I don't really have much to say about it. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a D also. Now we got MCC. Now this came out in 2014. This was a big deal. We are now on the Xbox One generation. You got to play all the Halo games. Well, when I mean all, you only got to play Halo 1, 2, and 3. You can play the multiplayer, which is awesome. And they also remastered. So I guess we'll do this like a 2-pack. They also remastered Halo 2. Now this was fantastic. The story mode looks so good and crisp. They also added some, I think it was a prologue or something to it, that they include Spartan Locke talking to the Arbiter. Maybe I'm mistaken, but you know what I'm talking about. That was implemented in Halo 2. The Halo 2 release of itself, fantastic, including the soundtrack, Steve Vai coming back, Gen Song. You guys heard Gen Song? Great. We're gonna go for Halo 2 first anniversary, and I'm gonna put that in A tier. And I'm putting that right over there. Now MCC is a different story though. This game launched broken. It took a while to get, you know, fixed. They did later include ODST and Reach and Halo 4. I don't think Halo 4 was included, or was it not? I think Halo 4 was included in the beginning. Maybe I'm wrong. But now you got the complete package. Once it got fixed, you got to play the multiplayer. But this is basically the definitive way to play all the Halo games now, because unfortunately you really can't play like the original games online because the 360 service shut down. But you know what, despite all those issues that Halo MCC had at first, now it's fixed. It's fantastic. You got these ways that you can unlock items with like Spartan points, which, right, they're called Spartan points, which is like in-game currency that you earn in-game, which is what every game should be doing. And it's just an easy access to play. Like you can play this on your Xbox, you can play it on PC. It's open for anybody that's never played Halo. An easy way to access these games. It's fantastic, and they all look great. I'm putting this in A tier. Alrighty, Halo 5. Well, it was a lie. The whole promotional stuff, this was a total lie. This was supposed to apparently be going to hunt the truth. None of that was the case. The story was really short. You barely got to play as Master Chief. Honestly, when you finally got to encounter Locke, it was just a cutscene. It was just pretty disappointed. Also, the whole thing with Cortana coming back, it was just crap. And the boss fights were just irritating. There was this warden character you fight on and on and on. It was just horrible. The multiplayer, it got rid of the loadouts. However, it started feeling again more like Call of Duty. I don't know what it was, but back in this era, there was this thing about everything had to be like jumping. I think they were trying to copy Titanfall or something, but everybody had to be jumping everywhere. Call of Duty did the same thing. This game, you had like your Spartan like ground pounding to the ground. You can like Spartan like drift and all that stuff. Very competitive. It got away from the whole casual play, and I think that's what kind of alienated fans a little bit. I know it did for me. Again, the art style was even more different, but overall, I would say this game is pretty disappointing. It's the least that I played compared to the I played this obviously more than the Spartan Assault games, but pretty forgettable, honestly. I'm gonna put this in F. Let me change it up. I'm putting Strike in E just to have something in E, because honestly, it doesn't matter. Halo Wars. We got a sequel to Halo Wars 1. This takes place years later. The art style did change a little bit. It looked a little bit more cartoony. I personally liked it. This is a game that I didn't get to play online. It was mostly story based because I played it much later on. This was a fun game. Great introduction to the Banished. Jerome is even more awesome, and it basically serves as a prequel to Halo Infinite. So I would give Halo Wars a B. Pretty fun game. Halo Fireteam Raven. I never played this. This is in arcades. I think this came out in 2018. I think it takes place between Halo 1. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Never played it. I would like to play it. I think it would be a pretty cool way for them to include this on like VR headsets like the MetaQuest. So that'd be something. But yeah, never played it. And then let's finish it off with Halo Infinite. This game should have been, as the title said, infinite amounts of content, but that's not what we got. A long development cycle, things cut out of the game. But overall, the gameplay was fantastic, solid, definitely the best out of any of the Halo games, and it really felt like a true sequel when you compare it to Halo 3 and Reach. It feels like it belongs there. When you play this and then go to Halo 5 and 4, you're like, wait, what? It's so different. The story mode's okay. You do get an open world, which is pretty awesome. It definitely resembles a lot of Far Cry. So if you play Far Cry games, you have like your little checkpoints, and then you have like your main story mode to go to. It was awesome though to go to, and you see like the whole day and night sequence. Unfortunately, you didn't get to play this story mode with your friends online until a year later, where they implemented split screen finally. And not only that, you couldn't replay missions. So if you lost something, a collectible or some sort, you couldn't do it. You had to replay the whole game. That was very annoying. The multiplayer at first was fantastic. Everybody was playing it, but no content. And I'm sorry, but no matter how good the game is, if you take forever to put in content, people they're just not gonna play it. It's just too late. People are gonna move on. I put a lot of hours into this game. I love the gameplay aspect, but it's just, I don't know, for me it's hard to get back to it. I always end up just going to the MCC. So I'm gonna put Halo Infinite in the C tier. And that will do it for my tier list. As you can see, all the Halo games ranked in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. What are your rankings for the Halo game? What is your favorite one? What is your least favorite one? What is your favorite campaign? Mine would actually have to be Halo 2's. What is your favorite multiplayer? Comment below and let me know. And as always, I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye.